Good evening, morning, afternoon, freaks and geeks. This is Cass, and I got a personal story again. I'm sorry about the last few days. I've been busy, and I had stuff on my mind the last 2 days. So, today, I'm going to bring back my personal stories. Before I get into that, though, I do have a disclaimer. I do not know if I'm going to just continue the personal stories after I get my computer back up and running. So, I'm sorry if... Well, I'm not sorry, just if you want me to continue doing personal stories occasionally, then let me know. Otherwise, I'll just do it when I think about it. So, today's story are the ridiculous ways my ex tried to prove that I'm cheating on her. Now, another disclaimer on that. I was married with her for 10 years. It was a rough time. We both were suffering from depression. I'm not going to bash her or badmouth her or degrade her in any way. These are just stories for entertainment purposes. And yes, we are divorced. We have 3 kids together. So, she still loves her kids. And the kids love her. And there is no danger with the kids spending time with her. Okay? Now that's cleared. Here are the ridiculous ways that she tried to catch me with cheating. To start with, I don't know why she assumed that I was cheating on her. I didn't. I felt that was wrong. I am all for, I can't say the actual word, but for like, swingers. If you're a swinger, that's fine. I do not judge that. Personally, it has to be on both parties. She didn't want me to sleep around with other girls, so I didn't. However, she kept thinking I did. There was this one time, the night before, me and my ex were, or I should say wife, because we were married at this time, so me and my wife were, my wife and I was fooling around on the couch. And, you know how fooling around, I don't want to go into details, because I kind of don't want bad marks on my channel. But we were having a lot of fun. So, we wrapped it up, and not every single article of clothing was put on. The next day, we were sitting around watching a movie with my friend. And I wanted to point out that my friend was living with us at this point. So, we were watching TV. Suddenly, my wife just reaches around behind the couch, pulls out her bra, and says, "Chris, whose bra is this?" I looked at her and I said, "Yours?" And my friend looks at her and says, "Really, whose bra did you expect that to be?" And she's like, "You were fooling around with someone last night, weren't you?" And I'm like, "You?" We were getting pretty naughty. And we weren't drunk. We rarely get drunk. So, I couldn't fathom how she could have completely forgotten what we did that night. And just randomly, without looking, grabbing her bra from behind the couch. It was actually kind of hysterical. My friend and I laughed about it at that point. She didn't think it was funny, but we thought it was hilarious. Second time, though, we were in college, and we were doing different classes. So, and we had one cell phone. We did majority of our calls on a landline, and the cell phone we had was one of those extremely old ones. Texting was a new thing, and you had to like hit those buttons. Like you had to hit 1 3 times to get to a C. So I didn't like the texting back then. It was ridiculous. The only time I actually started texting was with those slide-out keyboards, and that was fun. But with the numpad, like the phone numpad thing, it was ridiculous. So I didn't like doing that. One day, my wife is sitting on the couch looking through the phone. Suddenly, she says, "Hey Chris, why are there texts on here that should only be said to me?" At first, I thought she was finding texts like, "Oh baby, I want to grab you so hard and pull you close and embrace in a everlasting French kiss." I know it's horrible, but it's like I imagine cybering or romantic messages or something. And my first thought was, is she bringing up proof that she's cheating on me? So I took a look at the messages with her being like, "I don't want to show you this, but okay, I guess here you go." And I looked at them, and the message was, "I love you. Thanks. Meet me at blank. Where are you at? I'm at the corner of blank and blank." And I was like, what kind of text messages are these? There's nothing in here besides the "I love you" that would make her think that I'm doing something romantic. So I hit the back button, and on the menu, where she had selected, was pre-made texts. I told her this. And she's like, "No, those are text messages you sent." And I'm like, "No, they are not." So I went to like the inbox and the sent box, and they were both completely empty. And I'm just like, these are just the pre-made texts. It's there for you to like load it up and quickly send a text to the person. Although in my opinion, just typing it out would have been quicker, even with the numpad thing. It is seriously in so many different folders, and the only way you knew about it was finding it. You had to actually go looking through the phone like she did. And I don't know if she was just randomly looking through the phone because she was bored, or if she was legitimately trying to find incriminating evidence that I was cheating on her. But those two were funny. This one kind of pissed me off. I was on the city bus coming home from school. So there was 2 buses I had to take with a transfer point. So it usually takes me almost an hour to get home, like through this way. So I'm sitting there waiting for the next bus to show up with 2 other people. And before you ask in the comments, yes, they were female. And no, I didn't do anything with them, but we had a nice little conversation. Especially a conversation about why it's taken so long for the bus to arrive. A bus we got off swung by twice before we were like, the other bus is just not coming. So I suggested that we go check the other bus stop to see if it's swinging by there. So I gave them the cell phone number that I had, and I went over and waited at the bus the other bus stop. They called letting me know that the bus that we got off swung by already, and there was no new bus. So I went back to where they were, and it took hours. The guy that dropped us off finally called to see why the other bus was taking so long, and it turns out that it broke down. And it was taking them hours to try to get the bus out of there. So they did have a sub bus, but it didn't even go as far as it should have. It just did the quick, easy route. So they sent a little van, like the kind that picked up like the handicapped people directly from their house, and dropped all three of us off directly in front of our houses. And this was fall or autumn. I hate saying fall. This was during autumn, and the wind was really blowing, and I was not properly equipped for cold wind. I was equipped for like the weather that it was when I left for school, but not for the dropping temperature due to the wind. So when I got home, I'm like freezing. My lips were almost blue. I'm sitting there like, oh my god, I gotta get under a cover. Gotta get under a cover. And my wife walks up to me and says, where were you? Who were you sleeping with? Alright, so I understand the frustration, the anger, especially when she's constantly thinking that I'm sleeping with someone. So I understand the concern. And if I was in her body, like if my mind, no, because it was her mind that's thinking it. But anyway, if I was her, I understand, and I would probably be thinking the same thing. But myself, I would have been worried. So I got a little upset that she was not worried, and my friend saw me, and he's like, oh my god. Grabs a blanket, wraps me up in it. And he's like, what happened? So I told him what happened. My wife's like, yeah, right, I don't believe that. But my lips were blue. And I was shivering like crazy. So I was a little upset with that. But with the closure to these stories, cheating is a pretty bad thing to do. I mean, there's so many repercussions. There's massive amount of diseases. There's threat of childbirth. And with today's economy, with just having children willy-nilly, it's pretty much a strain on the economy. So have an actual conversation with your partner. And if your partner brings this up, don't assume that they're already cheating on you. Just be in the mindset that they're taking the they're having at least the respect to talk to you about it. And if you don't like it, calmly talk to them about it. Be like, actually, no, I'd really appreciate it if you didn't. And then if you're the one that brings it up, accept it. Alright? It's not worth it. Not worth cheating on your partner. So, that is it for today. And my channel is slowly growing, but I am appreciating everybody that I get onto my channel, all the people commenting. I love comments. If I get more comments, I will actually do a reading your comments section. And I'm trying to reply and talk to you guys. But with my computer down, it's kind of hard to do. And like I said, this is my child's computer at this moment. I only can do these type of videos when the kids are at school. So, I'm not going to be able to do them over the weekend. So, I will possibly see you on Monday. I hate doing my phone, but if we're moving, I think I will. And if we're moving, I might just do personal scary moving stories, because there's quite a few. So, until next time, stay white and nerdy. Bye-bye. And I should have turned the monitor on first to do that. I'm definitely doing some more editing with this. So, yeah. Bye-bye.